Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for today's session. That's Arthaśāstra Vicāra. So thank you very much for, first of all of you. So you all registered and also attending this course really is a great encouragement. And yeah, so we'll be continuing our journey. Hope I will try to meet your expectations, because yes, anyone is coming for any course means they might be having the good expectations. So I sincerely pray to Krishna and also our Guru Parampara, so to meet your expectations. Of course, I will be also having some expectation. So that students also, if they should do the same hard work, then definitely we try to achieve some good thing. So I think we have several students here. It's not possible for us to take individual introduction, and many are the old students. Most of the not most, we can see some good number of names are there, which they come for regular our classes. And also some new students also there. Oh yeah, before going to start our course, I will just give an outline. In this course we are going to discuss Chanakya Arthaśāstra. In that Arthaśāstra there are 15 Adhikaranas are there. In that 15 Adhikaranas, first Adhikarana we are starting. So first Adhikarana, and like this course will be continued. So 15, that means 15 modules. So it's the first module only. And we will be studying this Arthaśāstra thoroughly. Of course, it is written very long back. That means Chanakya means, you can understand that is 3000 years back, almost all. All the Arthaśāstras, whatever there at the time. So he has verified all those Arthaśāstras, and he gave this study, this Arthaśāstra, which is summary study of all the Arthaśāstras. And he's a successful man also. He's a successful person. So that's why his Arthaśāstra is unparalleled one actually. After that, we don't see anyone wrote the Arthaśāstra once again. So Chanakya Arthaśāstra is still it is uh, available, and it is continuing its uh, unanimous leadership, you can say, his supremacy. Okay, so you might be all getting the doubt. Being the devotees, we can see almost all in the registration. We see all are the devotees, most of the people. Yeah, it's meant for the devotees only, because we have put the condition everyone at least chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulatory principles. And also they had studied Bhagavad Gita. So this was the prerequisite we kept. That means from this we can understand that it is meant for the devotees. Most of the cases, maybe actually, yeah. So one or few people, they might have registered. So some, they want to do research in universities, so that's why they requested. So we allowed some 1 or 2 students who are not exactly coming from the devotional background. So since we are all coming from the devotional background, so we should understand, being a devotee, what is the need of studying this kind of scripture actually. To be frankly speaking, this is not at all a devotional subject matter. But why we have to study this? So our Acharya Srila Prabhupada, so what his recommendation actually in this direction, what he wanted actually. So to fulfill his mission, we are going to start this course actually. In this course, I will explain that also. What in today only we will discuss what is the Srila Prabhupada's mission. So why we need to understand Arthaśāstra, and also further if you go Dharma-shastras also we study. And also I bit explain what is pure devotion, and also I want to mention, so one who is not entered into pure devotion, so what is the need of the understanding these shastras for them, that also we try to figure it out. And also we see the Srila Prabhupada's instructions based upon this, that also we can understand the need of this course. So yes, then after that, today, if time permits, then also we'll understand who is Chanakya and what is that means opinion of the Srila Prabhupada on Chanakya. So first of all, we understand the need of Arthaśāstra, and then who is a Chanakya, and what is the opinion of Srila Prabhupada's opinion on Chanakya. And then after that, we enter into what is this Arthaśāstra and what is the Chanakya Arthaśāstra. So about the Arthaśāstra, so Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also said so several things. So in Krishna Samhita, we can see that his book, we can refer some points from there also. Then after doing this, that means what is the Chanakya Arthaśāstra? In that first Adhikarana, what are the different topics? That also we discuss. Then after that, we enter into the main subject matter. That is the first chapter. That's the first topic we take. Okay, first our point is now. So what that means Srila Prabhupada said. So regarding having this kind of courses, that we have to see. That's the first task. So I will share my screen for all of you. Srila Prabhupada in Bhubaneswar, January 22nd, 1977. He is saying in his lecture, Bhagavad Gita lecture on 7th chapter, first sloka. So he's saying, but it is necessary that a class of Brahmana, a class of Kshatriya must be there. Therefore, if you go to the 2 lines before, that means, therefore, you can see my cursor. If you want to raise the standard of human society, you must create a class of Brahmana, a class of Kshatriya. Vaishya and Sudra may be there, but it is necessary that a class of a Brahmana, a class of a Kshatriya must be there. So this Krishna conscious movement is trying to re-establish Daiva Varnashrama, where Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, everyone systematic. We are therefore so proposing to start a college, Varnashrama college. It is proposed. We are trying to so many things, but this is also one of the programs that the people of the world, they should be educated according to quality and work. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So this is a motivation actually to have this kind of courses. Prabhupada wanted to train this society in a systematic way, because in the present day-to-day society, we can see most of the time we can find the people who are Sudras, and that means Sudra means who take salary and they maintain their life. Those are the Sudras. And Vaishyas means who do that means earning the money. That means engaging the Sudras. So like businessman and this kind of things. So this is going on actually. So in the society, mostly we'll be seeing the Vaishyas and Sudras. But to run a society a systematic way, there is a need of creation of Brahmana and Kshatriya. So that's why Prabhupada is proposing to have a Varnashrama college. Varnashrama college is very important. Like Prabhupada wanted, like in the modern day-to-day life, we are seeing people are trained from the childhood to work in their companies. That's why they're training them as engineers and so technicians and so and so. So all the sciences, all the education is just to serve in their factories. So systematically they are doing. Then Prabhupada wants to replace this kind of system with the Varnashrama college. So especially this Varnashrama college, you can say this is for the everyone, but in the due course of time, it should go for everyone. But it will begin with our devotees. So devotees also has to be, that means materially, that means at the bodily level, they are not, that means equal. That means their psychophysic nature is different. And they, on the platform of soul, they are all equal because they are the servant of the Lord. So keeping this point into the consideration, so we have to, to conduct our society also systematically, we need to have the training of these 4 divisions. So that's why there is a need of Varnashrama college. Of course, so our people are working in the factories. So Prabhupada wanted they should be in a community and where they can accept the different fields of that society. Some may Brahmana, some may be Kshatriya, some are Vaishya, some are Sudra. Because in the society also we are working. So instead of working there, so we should have our own society, and these devotees has to systematically organize their own society and show the best example to the whole world. So that peacefully, materially also we are living peacefully, and our goal is, our thinking is very high. That's a Krishna consciousness. So this kind of actually ideal life, so Prabhupada want to set and show the example to the society, and then others also will be following us. So that kind of society begins with the Varnashrama college, not just whimsically starting, taking the piece of land and going there and staying some days. It's not enough. First of all, what should be created? Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. Yes, we are doing some sufficient endeavor to train people as Brahmanas. So how to control their senses? The main activity of Brahmana is controlling senses and controlling mind. So this is being educated to the people through the Bhagavad Gita and so and so. But there is need is there to train Kshatriyas also. So this is one of the reason. So Prabhupada wanted this kind of course and this kind of training. So we are beginning here. So gradually we try to develop our curriculum also in more practical way with the help of all of you. Yes, definitely it's Arthaśāstra Vicāra. So you can also add some inputs to this course and will gradually so progress in developing a perfect and a proper curriculum. Yes, I have some basic so investment I am putting, and then we will also add all together and we can enhance it actually. So that is a sincere, humble request for all of you. So next, in another place, Srila Prabhupada is saying, Vrindavan, April 24th, 1975, open Varnashrama College. As we are training a medical practitioner and an engineer or any particular type of line, similarly, so there must be training school and college where a person or a boy may be educated as Brahmana or as a Kshatriya. So because Prabhupada's vision is very high, so he is envisioning to revert the whole world actually. He wants to see that the society has to be conducted according to the scriptures, not just the whimsical way. So, and also we should not so much scared about the present society. This is not going to continue for the long because it's a suicidal, it's a self-suicidal so system this is. So that's why it is not at all it's just sustainable and stable. And that's why we should have our own so managers. Kshatriyas means the quality of Kshatriya means the protection. We need to train the protectors. That means who can give their life for protecting the devotees and protecting the people in general. So that is a very, very important aspect that has to be cultivated actually. So that's why we are having this course. It's a beginning. We are so Kshatriya means not just physically fit, that is also is needed, and also they need to have the education. So that's why we are going to have this education, and this definitely will help to your day-to-day management also. So because so it is also in the small scale, so you can, that's a bigger scale. Kshatriya means is a king, means is a bigger scale. So we are learning his qualities. So when you derive that into the, or when you scaling, if you do scaling of that, then it will become in a smaller scale. So you can see so your role also like that, and you can take some lessons from some principles you can learn from there also. So that is also immediate result you can get, and also long-term result is we need to divide the society. We need to train the some category, some division of people as really a Kshatriya, which is explained based on in the scriptures. So that is the goal actually for our course. Next, so another place, Srila Prabhupada is saying, Chaturvarnyam Maya system. So Krishna says, I have made this Varnashrama for benefit of the whole human society, although I don't belong to any Varna ashrama. Krishna has nothing to do but to maintain the human society very peaceful, advancing in spiritual knowledge. This Varnashrama is required. Therefore, sometimes I become very eager to start a Varnashrama college. We have nothing to do with Varnashrama, we Krishna, but we want to see that the whole human society is peaceful. This is an important point actually you should understand. So many times, so we mix the pure devotion and our duties based upon our quality, that means our varna and ashrama duties. So ashrama varna duties and we mix with the devotion, that has to be clearly understood. So for this I will just give a brief, that means a small diagram which will definitely help you to understand the things more clearly. So let me draw that. So if you refer Srimad Bhagavatam, so 11th canto, it's a color is so light, okay, will change. Okay, बोल करेंगे. devotees have nothing, that means, to do with varnashrama. That's true actually. Then why we have to study all these things? We could have studied Bhagavatam here in this time. You can get this kind of question in your mind. Why this? He is wasting our time. You may think like this. That's a good thing. First of all, why we are studying this subject matter, that should be very clear. If that is not clear, then so we feel that what is the use after some time. So maybe it's for the initially what will be inquisitiveness might be there because of that. So seeing the new thing, one may feel, but if you genuinely feel the need, then so the sustenance will be there in the classes. So that's why let me explain. So most of the times, yeah, why our life purpose is what? Why we are living? What we are doing? We want what we want to achieve. We want to achieve the pure devotion. So that is the goal of the life. Then what is the a relationship actually? What is the need of studying this kind of books, which are not at all the spiritual subject? It is not having any spirituality in this. It's completely dealing the so some portion, that means so the portion is what? Just the one division of the people who are the Kshatriyas, which are divided on the based upon the material qualities. So then what is the need for this subject matter to study? So that's how we are understanding that. So in that 11th canto, so 20th chapter, sloka number 8. So it's very important sloka. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata. So matkrata shravanadava shraddha yavanna jayate. This is the sloka actually Krishna is saying to the Uddhava. Tavat karmani kurvita. One should do his prescribed duties, his karma, till that time. So what that time? Either he get the detachment to the material objects, or otherwise, so he get the shraddha in the shraddha in hearing the past tense of the Lord. In these two conditions, that means some person is there, anyone can leave his karma, in two conditions actually. What is that? One condition, either of one condition, not two, either of one condition. So he is satisfied, then he can leave his karma. What is that? One is either he gets the detachment in so fruits of his work, or otherwise second is either or he gets the shraddha in past tense of the Lord. So this is for the case of whom? For the case of Jnanis. And this second condition is for the aspiring people of devotion, actually, bhakti. So that means this is the absolute truth. It can be realized in two ways prominently. Actually, it is three. Vadanti tattvedas tattvam yasgnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. It is said as so in three ways you can realize, but prominently we are taking two. So anyway, that's a Paramatma realization we are not showing here. So it is also kind of, that means kind of devotion, not the devotion. So that's why that you keep separately. So, but this diagram to understand, we are taking the Brahman realization and Bhagavan realization. So which are very prominently you can find. Brahman realization, that means absolute truth can be realized as Brahman, or absolute truth can be realized as Bhagavan. Okay. So one can realize, that means if we travel in the path of what? Gnana path. If we travel in the path of Gnana, then only he will reach to the Brahman. If we travel in the path of what? To reach Bhagavan, what path he should travel? He should travel in the path of Bhakti. So there are the two. So who are traveling in this path? What is the condition? So to travel in this, bhakti path, one who got the Shraddha, actually. One who got the Shraddha, he is entering into the bhakti. And who is entering into this path? Who is eligible to enter into this path? So the person who got the detachment. Detachment for results of karma. Then they can enter into this. Till that time, what they should do? They cannot leave their karma. Tavat karmani kurvita. That means they should do karma till the time they get Shraddha and enter into the bhakti, or otherwise till that time they get so detachment in the for the fruit, for the results of the fruits of the karma. So to enter into the jnana, they has to do their karma. So that means they will be doing the karma till here. So that means here what they do? They do Nishkama Karma Yoga, actually. In this side, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay, you can. And here what they will be doing? They will be doing the so karma, they will be doing the karma. So to please the Lord. Karma they will be doing for what? So to please the Lord. That means they offer the result of their karma to please the Lord. This will be there. Here also they offer the karma to the Lord to please him. So when they can leave this karma, that means they're completely out from this. That means Shuddha Bhakti means, here Bhakti means what? Shuddha Bhakti. That's obvious. Bhakti means Shuddha Bhakti. So not just what that means, any, that means Sangha Siddha Bhakti, that means any Bhakti cannot consider as Bhakti. Only Shuddha Bhakti. So Shuddha Bhakti begins with what? Shraddha. That means after that Sadhu Sangha, next Bhajana Kriya, Anardha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. So these are the different levels in the Shuddha Bhakti. So till Bhava, we say it is as a Sadhana Bhakti. Then after that Bhava Bhakti, and then after that Prema Bhakti, then after that Bhagavat Prapti. Like this, we have various levels actually in the Shuddha Bhakti. And what is the beginning? Shraddha. So we might be thinking Shraddha means just some little Shraddha. No. Shraddha means what? Shraddha means Purna Shraddha. Is a Purna actually. What is a Purna Shraddha? Purna Shraddha means, what is the symptom of Purna Shraddha? Then you may ask, then how to check this Purna Shraddha? The symptom is what? Full surrenderance to the Lord. And full surrenderance to the Lord. That is fully, that means one should do 24/7 direct devotion, which are explained by the Rupa Goswami in the NOD. That's a 64 items. One should practice 24/7. So one who is doing like that, then he is said as in the Shuddha Bhakti. So till that time, then what he has to do? He has to perform his karma, so to please the Lord, and also he has to hear so Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and so and so to develop the Shraddha. That means Shraddha means what? Shastrartha Vishwasaha. That means completely, that means one has to fully, that means believing in the bhakti and fully depending on the bhakti only, not on the karma and not on the other dharmas. That means Putra Dharma, Pati Dharma, otherwise, so Patni Dharma, this Dharma, that Dharma, all these Kshatriya Dharma, Varnashram Dharma, all dharmas, one should leave and should enter into the purely devotion. So one can, so that kind of full convince, full kind, that means surrenderance is there, then we can say that he's starting with the Shuddha Bhakti. That's a Sadhana Bhakti, Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. Before that, he is practicing Bhakti, but at that time, along with, he has to do also karma. So he cannot neglect, that means his duties, his karma, in a, so as prescribed by the scriptures. He cannot whimsically select anything, Vikarma and do. So that's why Prabhupada wanted our people actually, so want everyone to become a pure devotee. So till that time, they should practice their karma as per the scriptures, so that keep them in the mode of goodness, and they will be staying in the association of the devotees. So because we are having our own society and we are following the karma which is defined by the scriptures, then what will happen? then by that actually, so one will be situated in the mode of goodness, because according to our nature, so we will be trained in a certain karma, and according to that we will be following that and offering that karma also we are doing to please the Lord actually. And this is not pure devotion. That means one identifying himself as Kshatriya or Brahmana, and he's doing some activity and offering the result of that love with love, that result of that karma with love to the Lord. This is not called as pure devotion. Pure devotion means one should be always in the platform of what? I am the servant. So one should not think that I am the Kshatriya, I am the Vaishya, and I am the Sudra. So one should, that's why he has to so develop his consciousness fully. That means as a servant. So for that, that means he should fully develop the Shraddha in the Lord. So then what? When he able to, so he is able to at least relate himself as servant of the Lord. And for me, only the, so this is only the business. That means Krishna's bhakti, direct devotion to him is only the business. Not the, that means mixing the some kind of karma attitude with that. So then that kind of, so consciousness is there, then we can say he is, that means doing that kind of person, then what? He'll be doing every activity on the servant platform. I am the servant of the Lord. Then what he will do? He'll be doing the Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam. And like this, 64 items are there in the NOD. Those items he'll be following all the time. And he's not that the only sometime he'll be doing this, and sometime he is relating himself as so husband of something and this of that thing, that are the Kshatriya, are the Brahmana. No, this is not the right actually. So that is not the pure devotion. But that's why before entering into the pure devotion, we have to so follow the certain karma. Actually, certain karma one has to follow. But you can see like the great exalted devotees like Dhruva Maharaj and also Bharata Maharaj, like this, even they reached and they are doing the 24 hours, that means devotion, pure devotion. So like remembering is also one of the anga of the devotion, Sakshat Bhakti. They might be doing the pure devotion, but still they're doing the pure devotion, and they might be doing the some karma also, just to set an example to the society. They might be doing the some kind of karma to set example to the society, but for them there is no need actually. But to preach the society, they will be doing the karma. Then in that case, so that is not going to stop their pure devotion, because externally they are thinking that themselves as some kind of varna, some particular varna, like Bhagavan also is saying. So yadidacharita sreshta tattadeve tarojana sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadan vartate. So Krishna also is saying the same thing. So he is saying what? So one has to, even you are perfecting yourself, you have to set example to the society, you accept some karma, and also you always think of me. That means he is asking to continue any one of limb of the direct devotion. So thinking is one of the limb of the direct devotion. So he's asking that to do. So like this, one will be so continuing the pure devotion. There is no break. So that means one, after entering into the pure devotion, one can leave the karma. There is no need to do karma. And but some may take up the karma to set example to the society. So that means now we can get the how many cases? So who are entered into the pure devotional platform, for them there is no need to do karma. For them, so pure devotion who are entered into the PD state, so for them there is no need to do any karma. Second, someone entered into the pure devotional state, but to set example. Huh? Huh? To set example to the society, they take up karma. Externally. And who, third case is who didn't develop, so not entered into pure devotional state, then for them they has to do karma. That means varnashrama dharma. Karma means varnashrama dharma. So until they reach to the pure devotional state. So that means in these two cases, to set example, or otherwise who not in the pure devotional state, for them also, So karma is needed actually. That means varnashrama dharma is needed. So that's why most of the people who are, what is the qualification to enter into the pure devotion madhyamadhikari, whose shraddha is druda or otherwise uttama, they are considered as the, so who in the pure devotion. Most of the whose shraddha is not druda means fully surrendered. One should not identifying himself also, not think that my work is, I'm working and money I'm getting, and after that, so I'm happily so have this house and then I'm able to so do my sadhana. If this kind of thing is there, even this is also not pure devotion actually. So full surrenderance means one should not be stucking that in on the depending of anything other than the Krishna and Bhakti. So that is a surrenderance actually. That is a symptom of the Shraddha. So that's why, so I'm briefing actually. If you want to know more, so I have lectures actually. I have given series of lectures. So the types of devotion, that's a Bhakti Prakaraha. So I can share this screen is link. So you can all, that means go through this and you can get all the, that means so answers for all the kinds of the doubts. So there is no doubt in that. So you can, all the questions are clarified there. So you can refer that in the Golok Vani channel. So you can go and hear those lectures, Golok Vani. This is the channel actually. You can go and see the playlist. So Bhakti Prakaraha. There you can hear so all the series of lectures, and we discussed extensively the types of bhakti and what is pure devotion and many combinations. Everything is said. So now that's why I'm not entering so much into this. Just is so until unless one is not reaching to the pure devotion service, for them varnashrama dharma is compulsory actually, is must actually, and also that means they should be in a proper system actually. Varnashrama dharma means there should be a system which is designed based upon their nature actually, psychophysic nature. And since they are not fully dependent on Krishna, they are dependent on the material things, then they has to follow. It's a very scientific also. So because someone is not developed complete surrenderance is not a joke, and someone didn't develop such a complete surrenderance, then what is the thing they has to do? They has to do simple thing. So since now they are in the bodily dependence, then they have to follow the systems which are given for the body. That is varnashram dharma, which is properly, that means designed by the Lord, and they will be doing the activities according to their nature, and that is also they are doing with the mood of developing pure devotion. That's why that the work also they still offer to the Lord with love, and as well as they want to improve the Shraddha. So that's why they'll be always in the association of the devotees and trying to hear more and more Krishna Katha, and also developing the faith on the Lord. By hearing him only faith will come. So satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavanti hrutkarna rasayana. So tad joshanad ashu apavargavartmani shraddharatir bhaktir anukramishati. So one can develop this shraddha by hearing the Krishna Katha. So that's why here who are there in this area, those people, that means who are not in the full so surrenderance, those has to do their activities under the karma, and also they has to follow they have the association, hear the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and also they do the regular sadhana. So because as much as their faith is increasing, they should keep on increasing the sadhana. And this karma is also what? It should be very simplified karma, because being a devotees, we should not go for the karma kanda, that means fruitive activities. We should do the karma just to maintain body and soul together. So that's why in our community also, then when we have a community, then we need that means in that community to have a varnashrama dharma, because systematically if you want to control, if you want to conduct that society systematically, then you need to have a system that is nothing but varnashram system. So you have to see their nature of those people, devotees, so who are want to become the pure devotion, and see their nature and identify and train them according to their nature. So that's why kshatriyas means. So this is we are going to Arthaśāstra is the subject meant for the kshatriyas, who are going to manage the society, who are going to protect the society, not manage, protect the society. So protection is the basic principle of the kshatriya. So he has given his life for the protection of others. So that is the quality whoever is having. So he is fit for the kshatriya. So okay, then how the divisions of varnas are done, just I am briefing here. So brahmanas, if you take, who are in the sattva pradhanaha, that means sattva is pradhana, and kshatriyas means so rajas and sattva pradhana. Rajas and Sattva Pradhana is there. Prominently, Rajas and Sattva will be there. That means, and Vaishya means what? Whoever is having the Tamas and Rajas, so Pradhana. And Shudra is so Tamo Pradhana. So like this is a systematic. This world is made up of, this whole universe is made up of 3 modes. And that's why you can see consistently in everyone, the effect of modes are there. And you cannot deny this. This is maybe Kali Yuga, is maybe Satya Yuga, any Yuga actually. Even you see in the Kalki and he comes, he is killing the kings. He is going to kill all the rulers, all the kings. If you see in the Kalki Purana, so Kalki is going to kill. That means the end of the Kali Yuga, you are seeing the Kshatriyas. Then what do you say now actually? So it is not there. It will not be there. It will be there. It's an obvious system actually. It will be in a some kind of distorted form, but it is a natural way of, scientific way of dividing the society, because everyone is influenced by the Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So that's why our character is, our nature is built up of these modes. So that's why we have to examine which nature is high, and based upon that, society has to be divided. So that's why now we are focusing on this area actually. This is our focus area. So that means Kshatriyas, who are in the Rajas and Sattva Pradhana. So we are going to see the proper Kshatriya according to the scriptures, how he has to act. So that we are going to learn from the various books, especially Chanika Arthaśāstra, and also time to time we try to refer the Dharma Shastras, like the Manusmriti is there on that. So some chapters are exclusively dealing the activities of the Kshatriyas. So there also will be learning, and also we will be having the Mahabharata, there is Santi Parva, there are the lot of discussion is there. So we can understand the duties of the Kshatriya, how he has to act actually, which is missing in the society. That's why there is a leadership crisis is there in the society, even in our society, and also it is there in society in general. So that's why leadership crisis is there, because the Kshatriyas values are not trained actually. It should be trained. Everything we get through the training and education. So that is a very important thing. So that's why what is summary? So whoever not there in the pure devotional service, for them, so Varnashram Dharma is compulsory. Tavat karmani kurvita. Kurvita word is used by the Lord. That means must follow their karma. Otherwise, they are not pure devotion. That means they are not engaging 24 hours in the direct devotion service. And also they are not following they are still in the bodily platform, and they are not following some system given by the Lord. Then what they are doing then? So they are not in the pure devotional platform. If they are in pure devotional platform, yes, they are exempted, because they are nothing to do with the body, and nothing to do with their nature, because they have only so Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Rekeha Kurunandana. Pure devotees focus is only one thing. That means I have to do only my direct devotion to the Lord. That's all. So I have to do the Shravanam, Kirtanam, and so Archanam, and so. That means service to the lotus feet of the Lord. This is only the goal for him. And he doesn't have how to run my life, my family, and what should I do, and how I increase my wealth. These kind of things he never think actually. Nothing. That means that is for the what? Bahusaka Hanantascha. That is meant for the karmis and the who are still on the bodily platform. For them that is. So if one is in such a focused, that means vision, that means one is fully surrendered and having the only one thought in his process, then for them there is no need to do nothing to do with the Varnashrama. Nothing actually. They can do 24 hours bhajan and always sing the glories of the Lord. For them, nothing. But when one has to, that means in the dealing the material things, then he has to learn properly his nature. Based upon that, he has to learn the duties for that. So that's why Prabhupada is advocating and promoting this system. So he is seeing we will be seeing, if you see there are so many quotes are there in the Prabhupada actually mentioning. So who are there? Who can replace this? That means at that time, Harisori Prabhu and so on, so I can send those. And I already sent actually, so some messages also, who registered previously, they might be seeing. Once again, I will send. So Prabhupada is also saying, who can chant like the Haridas Thakur? Who can chant like the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who surrendered like that? Everything, external thing, whatever is there, if you left everything, if you don't have any kind of, external thing, that means you don't need external things, you are only situated in the soul platform as a servant platform, then for them there is no need of 24 hours. You should be not the only 1 hour or half an hour. 24 hours you are situated in that situation, then there is no need of Varnashram. But if you are not there, then Varnashram is needed. So let us discuss that now. So this is the purpose of the having this course. So now we'll be seeing the Prabhupada's quotes, where various quotes are there. So Varnashrama college, so to train that devotees who are not in the pure devotion, but they want to become pure devotees, they want to stay in a community, and then we have to train them. So that's why there is a need of Varnashrama college. Is Again and again, he's stressing. You can see there is one more place in Chicago, July 8th, 1975. He's saying that actually it is difficult. Who is going? If you open a Varnashrama college, there will be no student because they will think, so what is nonsense, Varnashrama? Let us learn technology. We shall get good salary. We shall earn money. Yes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, Yeho bahya, aage kaha ara. So in this age, it is not possible Varnashrama. So age kahara, if you know something better than this, you say. So in this way, Rai Raman recommended that karma, tyaga, sannyasa. So many stages. So actually here Prabhupada is saying, that means you may, sometimes devotees may think that, oh, Prabhupada also said Varnashrama is not necessary. So you can see Rai Raman discussion, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussing with him. So yes, that is a true actually. Varnashrama is not at all needed actually, because there is nothing to do with the bhakti. When it is like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he rejected everything. That means he rejected his family, his wife and his mother and everything. And he wants to 24 hours do the devotion, direct devotion to the Lord. So in that situation, it's not needed. But yeah, so, but what is the thing? So that's why what we have to do, we have to, so properly convince the devotees, properly make them understand. So what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching and where we are actually, and what kind of, that means now needed thing is, what need for us to achieve that kind of thing. So for that we need association, for that we need the simplified work, and for that we need to leave our sinful activities, which are always engaging in the ugra activities, so that we are always affected by the rajas and tamas. One may say that I'll be in the cities and I'll be doing whatever do, and I will develop my Shraddha. So, but the problem is what? So that is not recommended by the Shastra, and that will keep you with the, that means in the always influence of the Rajas and Tamas. Because of this, what will happen? One is, so when we are always affected, we are not in the pure devotion, always affected by the Rajas and Tamas. Because of this, what will happen? So he is trying to study the scriptures and try to understand the conclusions of the scriptures and want to develop, that will be always disturbed actually. Like a pot is there, when there is a hole, can you carry the water to destination from the river that through that pot? It's not possible. When you are always hesitated by the rajas and tamas, it's not possible for us. So that's why, so we should so understand. So the what is the given instructions are there in that Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Prabhupada is clearly clarifying in further. So in another places, yes, Prabhupada is saying the Mahaprabhu's feeling of Krishna is like that. Therefore, he took part in the Rathayatra and invited Krishna. Invited Krishna. So come to Vrindavan. So these two important things took place in Kurukshetra. So we must have a very big temple there and a Varnashrama college. Prabhupada wanted in Kurukshetra a Varnashrama college. This is my desire. Krishna's direct instruction, Bhagavad Gita. So it should be historical, like that Prabhupada is saying. And one more place, in 1974, so Prabhupada is saying, so unless they take to Krishna consciousness, they will not be saved. The Varnashrama college has to be established immediately. Everywhere, wherever we have got our center, a Varnashrama college should be established to train 4 divisions, 1 class Brahmana, 1 class Kshatriya, 1 class Vaishya, 1 class Shudra. But everyone will be elevated to the spiritual platform by the spiritual activities which we have prescribed. There is no inconvenience, even for the Sudras. That means in the diagram, so people, they has to so train their Varna, and also they has to practice they should not stop. They should not stop the chanting and that means studying the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata. That should be going on. That sadhana should be going on. And also they should be trained in a such an authentic karma which is given by the Shastra, so that will make him the peaceful mode, and then they will set the example to the society, and others also will be following that, and everyone will change and progress. So then their material life will be peaceful actually, and then they can easily progress in the spiritual life. So that's why this is needed actually. Tavat karmani kurvita. So that's this area Prabhupada is saying. Next, one more thing. So like this you can find, similarly, this is another college, Varnashrama college. So So Prabhupada is saying here, Gurukula is only for the small children. So preliminary, but this Varnashrama college for whom? For the children who are, that means elder, that means for children Gurukula, and for the elders, there should be a Varnashrama college. That means now in our movement, so elders are coming, for them, this college should be opened actually. So this is the most important item, because people have been spoiled all over the world by being misguided by so-called leaders. Therefore, Varnashrama college is required. Hare Krishna. So like that. So you can see in the 1974. Like this, you can find in these several places. And Prabhupada is saying new chapter will be opened. What he is saying? So here Chaitanya by Krishna's grace, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, they are being now trained up. Now you be trained up and revise the whole edition of the Western civilization, especially in America. Then a new chapter will come. This is the program. Therefore, Varnashrama college is required. So Hridayanand Maharaj is saying, so Prabhupada in this Varnashrama college is it true that there will be no need, for example, for teaching material history and mathematics? Prabhupada says that there is no need. Prabhupada is saying that only Shastras, so they should teach. So to be in the Varnashrama college, one should follow the regulative principles. Varnashrama college is meant for the men. And devotees can be. So who will be the teacher? This is an important thing actually. So, but I must know everything because I am a teacher. So Hridayananda. So for example, if I become a teacher at Varnashrama, say the first teacher at Varnashrama college, then I have to also become an expert at how to fight and how to. Prabhupada says, that means Varnashrama college, who will start then? So this is the question. At that time also it is asked, then who will start this? So then Prabhupada is saying, not all of you, but some of you must be, so must learn the art of fighting also. So that means Prabhupada is saying, so how to, one should become expert in the particular area. So to how to become the expert in the particular area, so that is coming actually. So he is saying that yeah, here it is saying, well, how to, so Prabhupada, question, Panchadravida, who will teach him to be a Kshatriya or who will teach him to be a Vaishya? This is a question. Like this is also, now also you might be having. So yes, okay, we want to have Varnashrama college, then who will teach Kshatriya and who will teach to become a Vaishya? Who will teach this subject? Then Prabhupada is saying, a Kshatriya, a Brahmana, just like if you want to learn music, you have to go to a musician. Panchadravida. So where will we get Kshatriya and Prabhupada? That is in the Shastra. Anyone can learn it. Just like if you want to be a doctor, so you must have this qualification. That means by referring the Shastras, we have to compile the curriculum for the each Varna, and one has to so start teaching those. So this is the point actually. That's the thing we are doing. So we are referring the Shastras and so bringing out the, because Shastra is the pramana for us, and bringing out the curriculum, and we'll start so developing it further actually. Okay, and like this you can find this so many instructions so from Prabhupada's side. So that's why we need the, that means why we are discussing Varnashrama, because so Kshatriya comes under the department of the Varnashrama college. So that's why in Arthaśāstra we are discussing the Kshatriya means the protector of the people, land, and also the resources. So that's why it is very much needed. So next will be so seeing the so okay, for the Kshatriyas, yes, Arthaśāstra is a best book where we can see the how a Kshatriya has to conduct his duties is discussed. So then for that best book is about the Chanakya. So Chanakya Arthaśāstra is the best book. So we can see, so systematically now. So who is Chanakya? Chanakya is, we are going to Arthaśāstra, which is written by Chanakya. It is said in the Bhagavatam 12.1.11. Navanandan dvijah kaschit prapannan uddarishyati tesham abhave jagatim maurya bhokshanti vaikalu. A certain Brahmana, in bracket Chanakya, will betray the trust of King Nanda and his 8 sons and will destroy their dynasty. In their absence, the Mauryas will rule the world as the age of Kali continues. So here on this commentary of this sloka, Sridhar Swami is mentioning, in the sloka we are not seeing the name of the Chanakya directly. So, but Sridhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti both are confirming that Brahmana is nothing but what? He is a Chanakya. And he is also known as Kautilya. So in the purport you can see, so that Kautilya is also known as Vatsayana. Okay. So Chanakya is having many names. Vishnugupta is also one of these names. So Chanakya, Chanaka's son, that's why his name is Chanakya. That is also there. And Kautilya is also his one more name. And Vatsayana, like this, you can find many names. So what is the opinion of Prabhupada on Chanakya? Because we are learning his Arthaśāstra. So Prabhupada is having what kind of impression about him? So you can see in the room conversations, December 13, 1970, Indore, Prabhupada is saying, so this Chanakya Pandit was a great politician and a Brahmana. And as a Brahmana, he was vastly learned. He has got some moral instructions. They are very valuable, still going on. In India, school children are taught. So Chanakya, according to Srila Prabhupada, so he's a Brahmana, best Brahmana. The last, you can see the perfect Brahmana. So that the recent perfect Brahmana means, so Chanakya actually. Prabhupada mentions this so many times. And also in another place also he is glorifying. So that at the time Chandragupta was emperor of India, he had his prime minister Chanakya Pandit. So and he was not charging a for thing. So and he was vastly learned man, you see. So that means to quote an example for the Brahmana. So to explain the character of a Brahmana. So many times actually Srila Prabhupada quotes Chanakya as an ideal Brahman. So okay. And also you can see his politics is studied in MA class in Indian University. And those who are the students of politics, they might have known this gentleman's name Chanakya Pandit, and so and so. And next, and also in other places, you can see, so he was a prime minister of the emperor Chandragupta, and he has many moral instructions and social instructions. That's a social and moral. Chanakya is having the Niti, and also Chanakya is having the Arthaśāstra. Both he is having. So social instructions means this is the thing we are learning. That's a Chanakya Arthaśāstra. Is a social instruction means how a king has to rule. That is discussed there. So like this, then. So this is the thing about the Chanakya and Srila Prabhupada's opinion. Now Arthaśāstra. What is Arthaśāstra? So you might be thinking, what is this Arthaśāstra? So then Arthaśāstra is in Sri Krishna Samhita, which is written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the 10th chapter, 14th sloka. So we are seeing books on physical and mental sciences, books on industry, books on languages, books on grammar, and books on poetry are known as Arthaśāstra. That means any subject, that means which is dealing material things, that means material sciences, physical and material science, mental sciences, which are on the material platform. So now the sciences which are on the material platform are dealt by the book, and that book is known as Arthaśāstra. So some physical, mental, familial, and social benefits are obtained from these writings. The name of these benefits is Artha. So that means when you are in this material world, you have to be expert in conducting your duties nicely. So that's why Arthaśāstra, that means one to get it, that you do an activity, then it should be fruitful. That means it should give you the proper result. So you should know how to conduct that activity so that you can earn your livelihood from that. So you can get the livelihood from that. So it's not that you are doing activity and it is not going to give any result, then it is a useless. So that's why how to do that means successfully the activities and get the results in the material platform. So that subject matter is dealt by the Arthaśāstra. Artha means what? Benefit. Shastra means, so which is describing, so how to get that Artha. That is the Arthaśāstra. The advantage of these books is that by studying medicine, one can get the benefit of a cure. By studying music, one can get the benefit of happiness to the mind and ears. By material scientific knowledge, various wonderful machines are created. By astrology, one can get benefit of understanding subjects like proper and improper times. Those who study such Arthashastras, that means here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that everything, any material subject is considered as Arthashastra, are known as Arthavit. The one who study Arthashastra is known as Arthavit. Arthavit means scholar. The Smriti Shastras establishes Varnashram Dharma and are also known as Arthashastras. So we are seeing Smriti Shastras and Arthashastras as the one thing only, because Smriti Shastra means what? Manusmriti is dealing what? Is dealing the how to so successfully conduct a society, how the people should take up their different duties, and so that society can run nicely. So this is the thing Manusmriti is saying, how you can conduct your, because when we want to stay in a community, we need a, that means one guidebook where we can conduct our material affairs successfully, and we can peacefully run our material life, and our spiritual goal is getting the Krishna, improving in Krishna consciousness. So that's why for that, so which is describing the Smritis, that means Manusmriti is describing. So, and so these Varnashram Dharma is described by the Manusmriti and are also known, Smriti Shastras are also known as Arthashastras. That's the point actually. Because they are also, Smriti Shastras are also known as Arthashastras. Why? Smriti Shastras are dealing the material subject matter. So Arthashastra means the one which deals the material subject matter. So that's why Smriti Shastras are also known as Arthashastra. This is the. So the Smarta scholars, that means Smriti Shastras, whoever is dealing is known as Smartha. So, and are also known as Arthavit. So the one who knows the Smriti Shastra is also known as Smartha and also is known as Arthavit. Arthavit means who is knowing the Arthashastras nicely is known as Arthavit. You're understanding the connection between the Smriti Shastras and Arthashastras? Both are dealing the material things. That's why they are used as a synonyms. So, okay, Smriti Shastras, who are the expert in Smriti Shastras are known as Smartha, and who are expert in the Arthashastra is known as Arthavit. Vit means knower. Artha means so the benefit. So that's why, so is also known as Arthavit, another English translation scholar. So like this, we have synonyms. That means we can use alternatively those two, because the main purpose of their occupational duty is to protect society. The main purpose of the Smartas or the Arthavits is what? Protecting the society. That means seeing that everyone is properly doing their duties, and so that society can run nicely. This is the point actually. This is the point. So spiritual scholars practice a spiritual life with these arthas. So spiritual scholars, that means devotees, practice spiritual life with these arthas. So Swan-like Vaishnavas are never opposed to discussing these scriptures. Is an important point. That means Vaishnavas can discuss these Arthashastras or not. What is the opinion of the Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Yes, we can discuss. We can discuss. That is the point he's saying. A Swan-like Vaishnavas are never opposed to discussing these scriptures. That means Arthashastras and Smriti Shastras. Even Prabhupada also wanted our sannyasis. That means one time the devotees are asking, in this Varnashrama college, who is going to teach these subjects, Kshatriya and Vaishya? Then Prabhupada said that our sannyasis will teach. Like in the churches, that's a bishops, what is that? Pastors. So pastors, they teach. Similarly here, our sannyasis should be the teacher in Varnashrama college. So that's why our devotees also should be expert actually in the, so dealing the material things. So how to protect the wealth, how to protect the people, and how to enhance the resources, and so that people will be happy, and how to produce the food grains, and how to serve. So like this, all these aspects actually properly should be known to us, and we should do those things based upon scriptures, so that we can give a alternative society for the present world actually. That is the one of the objective of this Krishna conscious movement. Okay, Swan-like Vaishnavas are never opposed to discussing these scriptures. They extract the supreme goal of spiritual life from these Arthaśāstras and become worshipable among Arthavid scholars. So that means what? We see Arthaśāstra with what perspective? So it such a way that should be helpful for us to progress in the devotion. It will be helpful in progressing. If your material dealings are not proper, that will definitely affect on your spiritual practices. If you are not able to organize your life, if you are not able to organize your health, for example, if you are not knowing your body situation, if you don't know what is should be eaten in what time to you properly, if you don't know this, and if you don't handle your body properly, can you expect a proper sadhana from him? It's not possible. And if you don't know how to conduct a society, if you have 10 people with you, and if you don't know how to conduct their dealings properly, can you, that means, see the peace in that society? It's not possible actually. Can you expect a good practice of devotion in that? Can you see the good sadhana in there? It's not possible actually. Because since we are not fully, that means out of the bodily form. No, we are not. That means most of the devotees are not in the pure devotional form. They are having the still, that means, so having the dependency on the material systems. Then when they have dependency on the material systems, why don't they deal those systems according to the scriptures? Why don't they deal that according to the scriptures? Then why we have to deal those things in an improper way, and why we have to get the reactions from that? Why we have to affected by that kind of things actually? By that kind of dealing, it will give reaction seriously. Like example, if you are working in such odd environment where full of women and they are fully, that means, all otherwise your boss is so much aggressive in getting the high results, that means high output, for that he is driving you to work at least 15 hours per day. So in that kind of atmosphere, how can you expect a proper practice or proper sadhana? Is it possible? So that's why a swan-like Vaishnavas, what they should do, they should utilize these material dealings, material things. So expertly they should handle their material things and to progress in their devotion. That is the thing. So then what? By seeing them, even the people who are just interested, not interested in spirituality, who are just interested in the material things, they will also change actually. They will also learn. So that's the thing. That's why there is a need for the devotees to understand these subject matters, these shastras, Arthaśāstra and Smriti Shastras. The Arthavid scholars are happy to assist them in ascertaining the absolute truth. So that's why Arthavid scholars are happy to assist. They will definitely assist remaining people. So that's why Vaishnavas has to lead in all the areas. That is the vision of Srila Prabhupada. In all the areas, in the ruling and in the also guiding and also in the producing and in the also in assisting in all the areas. Okay, next. In another place, swan-like Vaishnavas valiantly remain and work among men. They are the shelter of women and are respected by them. They take part in social activities and gain much experience. They teach their children Arthaśāstra and thus become known as headmasters. That means every parent has to, even swan-like devotees, Vaishnavas, it's not that like I said now, even if he is in the pure devotional platform, he, like in Arjuna, what Krishna is saying, Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manuswara Yudhya Bharata. He is saying that you have to practice, that means you have to fight and also you should remember. So that is the situation actually. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a pure devotee, he's in the pure devotional platform. And because he's always remembering the Krishna and he's 24 hours, so direct devotion is continued through the chanting, through the remembering him. And also he is expert in dealing the material things. So that's the thing he's mentioning. Swan-like devotees, so they will maybe with the women. That doesn't mean that is not going to stop their purity actually. And they may teach their children Arthaśāstras and become the headmasters. So that's why we should not think that pure devotee, why we need to study these books and why we need to understand. We should just wipe off that idea from the mind, and we should focus now in the further classes So we should fully focus and try to extract the real essence of that and understand the things very nicely and apply for our society. And so we facilitate the devotees nicely, and so that they can further progress in their devotion. So, okay. So this is the goal actually. History and knowledge of time are part of Arthaśāstra, literature that gives material prosperity. So, okay, like this. Now next, we are coming to the. Okay, we understood what is Arthaśāstra. That means which especially deals about the material things, material sciences. So this Arthaśāstra, whatever we are studying, that's the. So Chanakya Arthaśāstra is dealing the. So a king, how to rule the and how to acquire his land and how to protect that land, because that is a fundamental phenomena. So fundamental thing for the society. For society, where it base actually, what is the base for the society? The base for society is the land actually. Everything so based on the land only. So we are staying on the land, we are getting the food from the land, and also we are so having the shelter on the land and everything, and water, minerals, and whatever the things, whatever you need in your life, everything is coming from the land actually. Yes or no? So that's why land is the vital thing in our life, in a material life. So then what the king's role? How to acquire the land, acquisition of the land and maintaining of that land. This is his maintaining means protecting that land. So this is his main duty actually. So that's the thing we are seeing. This Arthaśāstra, Chanakya Arthaśāstra, what is? This Arthaśāstra is a media compendium of almost all the Arthaśāstras, which in view of acquisition and maintenance of the earth have been composed by ancient teachers. That means, actually, see, in the case of Brahmanas, 4 Varnas, if you take, Brahmanas always in the focusing on what? So Brahmani Charati iti Brahmana. That means they're always trying to uplift themselves in the spirituality. So they give very less importance, and their lifestyle, if you see, they are happy with the just minimal amount of so the livelihood, that means to just bare necessities. They don't accept even the donation. So to more than that means one day, actually, just whatever their sustenance they need for this day, that much they accept. Or if excessive is there, they will immediately donate that. And they'll make their life voluntarily poverty they accept. And because they can focus more and more on the spiritual life. So that's why, so dealing of material things will begin with where? From the Kshatriya only it begins. Dealing of material things begin with the Kshatriya, because Brahmanas are not much interested, but they can teach everything, but they are not interested to see any, so this kind of things to be expanded, to be continued. So they want to cease their most of their activities and try to focus on the spiritual practices. This is the nature of the Brahmanas actually. But what about the other Varnas? Kshatriya, from there it starts actually. He is always in the passionate, so goodness, prominently passionate, so goodness. So that's why it is his. So that's why Arthaśāstra means what I said, which deals the material things. Then material things, who is dealing material things? Who is the in charge of the dealing material things? King is the in charge of the dealing the material things. So that's why we should know what are his duties, and then you'll understand dealing of material things. That is nothing but Arthaśāstra. You got it? So I will take the questions after some time. So I will be just referring the Moola also for all of you, and I shared a file with all of you so that you can take and you can refer. You can see now we are beginning with the Chanakya Arthaśāstra. What is that in Sanskrit? Also, we'll be seeing their definitions. I will do one thing. I will refer the Moola and also parallelly English translation. I will explain in English. This is the Chanakya Arthaśāstra Moola book. If you want, I will send this also. So how it is beginning? Chanakya Arthaśāstra is beginning. Namah Shukra Brahaspati Bhyam. So first of all, Chanakya is paying his obeisances to Sukracharya and Brahaspati. These two are the teachers for the Asuras and Suras. Sukracharya is a teacher for the Asuras, and so Brihaspati is a teacher for the Suras, demigods. And he is paying obeisances to these two acharyas because their duty is teaching that means dealing material things to Suras and Asuras. So that's why they are the masters actually. And that's why Chanakya is paying obeisances to, first of all, to them. And then after that, he is writing, Prithivya palane cha yavantyarthaśāstraṇi purvācāryaihi prasthāpitani prāyaṣah tāni samhrutya ekam idam Arthaśāstram krutam. What he is saying? So Chanakya is saying that Prithivya labhe palane cha. Why he is writing this book? So what is the purpose? In dealing of what? Acquiring the land. Labhe means acquiring. Acquiring the land. Prithvi means land. Palanecha means protecting that land. So that is the primary activity in our life, material life. Land is the base, not the factories and not the this and that. Land is the base for the material life. Because life means Annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyad anna sambhavaha. So yagnad bhavati parjanyo. So yajna karma samudbhavam. Karma sambhavaha. So that means annad bhavanti, anna. Anna is the thing. There Krishna is saying anna is coming from where? So anna is the cause for the living entities. Annad bhavanti bhutani. All the living entities are coming from the anna. And that anna is coming from the rains. And also only rains are sufficient. Rains are there on the ocean. So much rain is there. Can you expect any food there? Only fishes will be there actually. Jalapushpas. So that's why what you need actually, not only just rains, but we need the earth, land we need actually. So that's why to living entities, to anna is the base for our life actually, to keep the soul and body together. And that anna is coming from where? From the land it is coming. And minerals, cloth, whatever you need, you see in everything in your life is coming from the land only. Everything, every product, whatever you are using is coming from the land. So that's why acquiring that land and how to protect that land, protecting that land. In this matter, whatever the Arthaśāstras are there previously. So that means Arthaśāstra means the Shastra which is dealing in this regard. So whatever are there previously, Purva Acharyaihi Yavantyarthaśāstrāni Prasthāpitani. Whatever the Arthaśāstras are established by the Purva Acharyas in this matter, Prayasha means 90%, 99% he referred all those Arthaśāstras. That means he referred that means in the, you can see, so Krishna also, so before leaving this Bhishmadev, his body, so Krishna arranged a meeting between so Bhishmadev and Yudhishthira Maharaj. So why? Yudhishthira Maharaj has to learn. Bhishmadev is also very expert. He learned so many things from the Parashuram. And he learned from the many other acharyas. And he is the storehouse of all the thoughts and all the different ideas. He knows what the principles, that means how to rule the kingdom based upon the Brihaspati, based upon the Sukracharya, based upon the Yajnavalkya, based upon the so many acharyas are there. They have their own suggestions. And he is an experienced person also. So that's why in the Santi Parva, you'll be seeing how to conduct this, that's king. That means conducting the what? Acquiring the land and protecting the land. King means what? So what is the main duty of the king? Acquiring the land and protecting the land. So he's doing that only. So that's why in this matter, whatever the discussions are there, so those you can see in the Santi Parva. And now Chanakya is referring even that also. Even he's referring Mahabharata, even he's referring all other acharyas. And after that, he is bringing everything's conclusions. That means summary. Samhrutya. Ekam idam Arthaśāstram. This one Arthaśāstra he is writing actually. One Arthaśāstra. So that's why you don't need to study so many other Arthaśāstras. It's like an unparalleled one actually. And we can, but certain things are not applicable for the present society because a lot of technology came and many things looks, that means very difficult to deal in. So in some situations, but the principles are same. We'll try to learn the principles actually. Principles can be applied and gradually, but for the present society, but we have to develop our own communities also. There we have to teach the things as per the previously the lifestyle was how it was conducted. So that's why for that we can take these things as it is. And also if you want to day-to-day apply, so in the transition period, if you want to apply day-to-day, for that also you can get the principles. So from this, okay. So prasthapitani prayashah tani samhrutya ekam arthashastram kritam tasyam prakarana Adhikarana Samuddeshaha. First, what he is doing in this chapter in Arthaśāstra, first chapter. So he is first of all giving the contents actually. In this book, Chanakya Arthaśāstra, there are 15 chapters are there, 15 books are there. Adhikarana, 15 Adhikaranas are there. In English, they are translating it as a book actually. The book I shared with you. So that is known as, who is that? Who is the author of that book? Shyam Sastri. So Shyam Sastri's book that is. So he is calling Adhikarana as book actually. So in English, Adhikarana is known as book. So now we are going to see the first Adhikarana. In the first Adhikarana, how many topics are there? So that we can see. So in this first Adhikarana, we can see 18 topics are there. Our syllabus is this much only. Like this 15 Adhikaranas are there. For this 10 days course, we will be learning this 18, that means topics which are there in the first Adhikarana. That means we have to do this kind of modules many because some modules are very, very small actually. We can club those 2-3 club. Maybe it will come almost all, that means in out of 15, maybe it may come to 10 actually. 10 modules, it will be finished actually. Like 10 days. So 10 modules, we can finish this. So we'll be taking the time actually in between gap, and we'll be having the exam and understanding, and we try to understand the core principle actually, because everything is dealing the modes only now. So how they are dealing that kind of thing. So we try to go to the basic root and try to understand the things. Okay. So in this first Adhikarana, how many topics are there? 18 topics. Vidya Samuddeshaha, Vruddha Sanyogaha, Indriya Jayaha, Mamatyotpattihi, Mantri Purohitotpattihi, Upadibhihi, Saucha Shaucha Gnana, Gnanam Amatyanam, Goda Purushotpattihi, Goda Purusha Pranidhihi, Swavishaye Krutya Krutya, Paksharakshanam, Paravishaye Krutya Krutya, Pakshopagraha, Mantradhikaraha, Dota Pranidhihi, Rajaputra Rakshanam, Avaruddha Vruttam, Avaruddecha Vruttihi, Raja Pranidhihi, Nishanta Pranidhihi, Atma Rakshitakam, Iti Vinayadhikarikam Pradhamam Adhikaranam. So this Prathama Adhikaranam, his name is Vinayadhikarikam. You can write the first Adhikarana's name is Vinayadhikarikam, and so is a Prathama Adhikaranam. It is having the 18. So in English also we have these things as a translation. Vidya Samuddeshaha. So that means what are the education? First of all, any society begins with the education. Anything if you want to handle, so you have to have the education actually. So what kind of education is accepted actually by this Chanakya, and what is the opinion about this education by the previous acharyas? So how the previous acharyas are accepting, what kind of divisions are accepting? So we'll first discuss the education actually. As the parts of education are Anvikshiki, Trayi, Varta, Dandaniti. So these 4 things will be studying and understanding. So then gradually we will be understanding the further things. Then Vruddha Sanyogaha. So if you want to get that education, you should meet the experts. So that's Vruddha Sanyoga, means associating the experts. Then just associating experts is not sufficient. You should be controlling your senses and sitting in front of him. Then only you can get the knowledge from him. Not that your sitting body is present and your senses and mind are not putting there, then what will happen? Is a useless waste of time. Okay, next, Amatyotpattihi. So as a leader, Amatya means his minister. How to select his minister actually. That means it will be there in the present day life also. As if you were a king of Adivare, so president of this temple, then how to select your next person actually, who can give the suggestions to you. So Amatyutpattihi, that's a minister. Maybe you may not see these many things. So those are there in the king. You understand this bigger scale, then you can apply that to the smaller scale. So that's why Amatyutpatti, king, how he has to select his minister. So Mantri Purohitotpattihi, how he can select his counselors and also his Purohita, that means priest. And next, Upadibhi Saucha Shaucha. So by giving the different tempting, that means alluring gifts, you should check their character actually. So how to check their character? That means you appointed and his character is not checked, then what will happen? If you don't observe his behavior, if you don't put eye on that, then what? It's not that the things will blindly will work. And then what will happen? Then there will be damage in the system. So that's why as a leader, one has to have all the time monitoring the purity of the subordinates whoever is having. So that how to check that actually, that will be Goda Purushotpattihi. Goda Purushotpatti means spies. That means how to, that means select a spy. So like Brahmana, how he see the things, Brahmana see things through the Shastra. And Kshatriya, how he see the things, Kshatriya see his things by his spies. Kshatriya's field of area is what? His kingdom, his people. And he has to know what is going in the people's mind. If he doesn't know properly that, then he is simply going on his own way, just a blind bull, it is walking on a field. Then what it will do? It will destroy the complete land. Similarly, complete crops it will destroy. So you should not be blind actually. So one has to have, so that means the spies actually. And spies also one should select in a proper with measures. What measures? That means whom you should appoint as a spy. So who can give the confidential matter to you. If that is not there, then what will happen? Then simply that's, so he will be giving the wrong thing, wrong feedback to you, and you will be so going to the wrong direction. So that's, it's a material science, it's a science. We should not think that is, oh, what is this? In the devotion, in the devotion also what? We are dealing the people, we are dealing the money, we are dealing the resources. So that's why as a in charge, one should have this understanding. This will help actually. So definitely we are not at all harming anyone's devotion. We don't want to harm anyone's devotion, but we want to deal the resources in a systematic way, and it should be protected. So next, Guda Purusha Pranidhi, how to engage him actually, engaging, institutionalizing, or so engaging him, that spy. Next, Swavishaye Krutya Paksharshanam. So actually now time is over, already 8 o'clock. So what I can do, will maintain the time. So now I discussed this till 8, another 10 are there. So I will elaborate these are also in the, it will take another 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes. So, okay, we'll stop here and we'll continue from here. That means we'll try to understand the contents of the first Adhikarana. And then one by one, we'll discuss. And also anything is there from other Shastras, we'll understand. Now it's a session for the question and answers. So it's the first day, that's why I didn't give much time to, because it's simply what Prabhupada said, that is all I'm explaining. So, and also better to maintain a good phase. So if we have questions, maybe next time onwards, in between, after in one and a half hour time, maybe 1 or 2 times I pause it and I will take the questions whenever there is a need. That means really seriously something need to understand, I will pause the things and I can allow to ask the questions. Otherwise actually we'll finish, and after that class I have much time, I can give 1 hour time also. You can discuss with me, so at whatever amount of time, so we can keep on discussing, understanding that can be done. So now, so anyone wants to leave, they can leave, and we'll meet tomorrow. So thank you very much for coming, and tomorrow we'll be understanding the next further things. So you can ask the questions now. So any questions you have, what I've discussed till now, please raise the hands, and I will, whoever is raising hand, then I will call them one by one. Any questions? Electronic hand, not the physical hand. So camera is off and you are raising physical hand, I cannot see. I don't have the Vichaksha. Yeah, we'll share the Sanskrit script also, that file also I'll share. I gave English one, yes, Prabhu, Leela going Prabhu, I can do that. So any question? Wow, my God, this is a really very good batch. Oh, your hands are rising. So Guru Gaurav Prabhu, yes. So your turn now. You can unmute and ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu.
Thank you for taking such a nice subject, very enchanting. But what I could understand, this subject of Arthaśāstra, this covers not all sorts of sciences.
Material dealings.
Material, including sociology, psychology, other things also it is covered into this. Or
some extent you can say, because this Arthaśāstra is especially written for the kings, because kings are only the, what I said, Brahmanas anyway, they are not interested in the so much materialism. So only kings and Vaishyas, that means Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra, they are fully engaged in this material. So that's why if you learn how king is dealing the material things, so that will help automatically others. That means, so that's why who is main person dealing of the material things? That's a king. So that's why we are learning about his duties and his things. Then that will definitely give the idea on dealing the others. That means idea on material things, and which is useful to others also. So, but here you are asking whether we see the dealing of the like material things, means health. That means Ayurveda and like the Vastu and so on. So those are all not discussed, but time to time, so those some little it will be coming, but exclusively to deal that there is a book is there, like Ayurveda. There are the Charaka Samhita is there and the Sushru Samhita is there. So that's exclusively dealing. But and also to deal the psychology, there will be some Manovijnanam, so some different books are there like this. So we have the specialized things also, specialized books. So to deal that particular area specifically, but this is what in overall whole and sum, how to deal the land. That means land is the cause for the everything actually material existence. So that's why land, and how to acquire that land, how to protect that land. So that perspective, it is going to deal this Arthaśāstra. But Arthaśāstra you can use for dealing of any material subject.
Right.
Yeah, but this Arthaśāstra is exclusively Prithivya Labhe Palanecha. So that means in acquiring of the land and protecting that land. This is our objective.
And that too, from top to bottom
land
level.
Means, land means it is a source for all the resources. Everything, that means minerals, money, wealth, whatever wealth, everything is coming from the land only. So that's why,
village, taluka level, district level, Rajya and state level, that this will be taken care of. This land, acquisition of land and its maintenance. At all levels, it will be considered, I think.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Paramatma, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanavad Pranams. Nice.
Prabhu.
I was just wondering, Prabhu, two questions I have actually. For a householder, we know that a householder has to deal with so many other things, and he's also performing the pure devotional service. So, how can someone perform a pure devotional service and still perform the duties? Because for a duty, for example, I'm a householder, I have to have a house. If I have to have a house, I have to earn. If I have to earn, I have to put a lot of time there. So both don't go together hand in hand. I know the example of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but in today's scenario, I'm just trying to understand how this Arthaśāstra is going to help me to achieve both pure devotional service as well as balancing my material life.
So, so very good question. First of all, pure devotion, how it is performed by the king Yudhishthira Maharaj, how it is performed by the Dhruva. You accept Dhruva Maharaj performed the pure devotion?
Yes,
because at the age of 5 itself, he got the darshan of the Lord. It's not that the just darshan, it's because he did the sadhana, and after that only he got darshan. That's out of love only Lord gave darshan to him. And such a boy, he ruled 36,000 years his kingdom, and he was handling so many affairs. and also he didn't miss his pure devotion. And Prabhupada is writing his purpose, 4th canto, 9th chapter, if you see. So the way the Prahlad Maharaj, 24 hours he's thinking, and also he is doing his kingly activities. So in the Bhagavad Gita also, if you see, so one who is, that means after doing the Nishkama Karma Yoga, in the 4th chapter, you can see, after doing the Nishkama Karma Yoga, one can be, so continuing that karma. So he doesn't need to, there is no need to continue. In the left side, if you see, after doing the Nishkama Karma Yoga, once Antakarana is purified and he can leave the karma sannyasa he can do, and he can do only practicing of Gnana Sadhanas. He can leave the house and family. So everything. So then what he has to do, then he can practice the Gnana only. But then Krishna is saying, like Janaka Maharaj is there, he is completely, that means Krishna is saying you should see the karma in akarma, akarma in karma. So that meaning is what? Akarma means not doing the karma. Karma means so doing the karma. So you should see akarma in karma and karma in akarma. Karma in akarma means what? Like example, Janaka Maharaj, he is doing the karma. That means he's doing the, like, it looks like externally. So it is looking like a family man. He is attached to a material things. How he is doing? Same way he is doing. But he is doing akarma. That means even he is doing the material activities, it is equal to the not to doing of any karma. Because whenever he do that karma, his consciousness is not attached to the result of that karma, and also he is offering that to the Lord. So he is not at all having the, so any kartrutva buddhi, or otherwise he is not at all having any kind of so attachment to the result of that. So similarly, devotee is doing his duties just for the pleasure of the Lord, and also he is not bounded by those. So those kind of, that means he's not seeing his dependency through that family or through that members. He is always dependent on the Lord. So it is the yoga actually. This is the bhakti yoga actually. This is the expertise. It's not just leaving the karma. And but like example, you are not able to, you didn't get the full shraddha. That means 24 hours you are able to engage, and you simply left the karma. You felt Shuddha Bhakti is nice, and but you are not having the full shraddha in Lord. That means fully surrendered to the Lord. You are not fully surrendered, and just seeing the other Shuddha Bhaktas as imitating them. So you left your karma, your duties, and now you became a just I'm also pure devotee full time, and you went to Vrindavan and keep on so sitting for the sadhana, but you don't have that kind of shraddha in the Lord and that kind of surrenderness in the Lord, and that's why you're not able to engage yourself in 24 hours in direct devotion. Then what is the purpose of living that kind of life? So that's why he has to do his duties respectfully as per the Shastra, and associate the devotees and understand deeply the subject matter, and understand his relationship with the Lord, and which is not at all having any connection with the where he is staying in that family. With those relationships are only on the bodily platform, but those real relationship with the Lord, even they are having a relationship, they also should see themselves as a Vaishnava, and as a Vaishnava you should respect them and you should treat them. So that kind of consciousness has to be cultivated. So that will be possible when you study more and more examples, more and more case studies that is there in the Bhagavatam. So that's why you should know how to develop the pure devotional service from the Bhagavatam, and also you should know how to deal the material subjects from the Smriti Shastras. It's education. It's not just a desire, it's education.
So generally, Prabhu, when I hear about Kshatriyas, it's a lording over power, controlling power, making other people righteous things. So as a leader, one will try to correct others, try to make things right. So in that sense, he is still attached to the result, or how is he continue that as a king? You said Janaka Maharaj, he continues to do these things, but he's still unattached. Then people are not listening. Then what is the use of a leader? I tell you should not do this, you should not have this one, then they don't follow. Then how is that attachment, detachment goes in hand?
Yeah. So example is, this is a miraculous thing what Krishna is saying. Even more a difficult situation you can take. Arjuna is just in front of these enemies. He is in front of enemies. Even a rapt, that means second he is not attentive, he will be immediately finished actually by anyone's arrow. And Krishna is saying, hey, my dear Arjuna, tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yidyacha bharata. You should do cha means both. You should remember me all the time. It's not that now it's a fighting, you should not forget. You should forget. You can have the excuse to forget. No, you should remember, and also you should continue your duty.
That is very tough, Prabhu. I mean,
that is the practice actually. That is the yoga actually. Simply externally leaving things and that means samitya eva. That means samityachari. What is that sloka in the third chapter? Mithyachari eva saha. If you remember that, so someone is justly artificially he is stopping his senses, is the working senses, and not doing any activity, but mentally that means he is thinking about the sense objects. Then what? He is just a mithyachari actually. Krishna is saying he is simply a mithya, sayeva mithyacharaha. If you remember the third chapter.
Is it 3.6, Prabhu? Mithyachara.
3.6. 3.6, yes. Yes, Prabhu, 3.6. So, karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyardhan vimudatma mithyachara sauchyate. Someone is just stopping his working senses, not to work anything, and sitting at one place. But manasa smaran indriyardhan, he is thinking about the objects of the senses to the mind. Then what we call him actually? Mithyachara. So that's why we are not just promoting that pure devotion is, yes. So Prabhupada also saying, who is going to replace like Haridas Thakur that doing the chanting? That means no need of Varnashram doing the chanting. So that's why it's a difficult thing, definitely, but that is a needed thing. That's a needed thing.
Yes, Prabhu. Generally, when I perform something, I'm a leader, I'm doing something, or I'm performing something. While performing, I'll do with all consciousness that I should do it rightly, and then I may give it the result to Krishna. But while performing, how can I remember the Lord now? Because detachment should be there, right? So I will do and then think, Krishna, it's up to you now. The result is up to you. But while doing, how things can be, you know.
That's a Krishna is expecting your connection with him as a servant. He doesn't want to see anything is going to interrupt. Gnana karma dhyanavrita means that is the meaning actually. Your connection with him as a servant should be continued 24 hours. You should not off yourself for some time and doing the identifying yourself as a some as a varna, that means some duty person, and do that and offer. Then he say that it's a karma arpanam actually, or otherwise it's a karma mishra bhakti. That's the tough thing, definitely. So that's why it comes. It's not an easy thing. It comes by gradually. So and also in our parampara, we are not allowed to go like that. Means I said, now one come to the pure devotion, he can leave the karma and do the pure devotion in the Vrindavan, like Babaji's. That is not recommended for us. Even you are the pure devotee, you should perform your duties and set the example to the society and do the duties the way the Shastra is saying. So that's why Prabhupada wanted a society where the simplified society, so who knows the properly trained in those activities, how to do and do that.
So bottom line, what I understood, Prabhu, that one should cultivate the mood of always 24 hours, consider oneself as a servant of Krishna, and then one performs, then he is under the tracks. Then naturally he will not lord over anybody. Naturally he will not try to control anybody. His speech will be, I'm a servant, I'm begging them, I'm asking them to do certain things. Probably that's the way you are telling me, Prabhu, if I'm understanding. Is that the right mood?
Like Arjuna is there, so he is having his consciousness as a servant, that is there, and he is shooting arrows to another Vaishnavas. You're understanding? So he is setting example. So otherwise, if he doesn't do, so if he doesn't fight as a Kshatriya, and people will, on the name of the devotion, people will leave, and the next day onwards, everyone leave their duties in the whole kingdom and they will go away.
Okay.
Even Bhishma also is a pure devotional platform. He is also just playing his role as just a Kshatriya. Just is a game of why. That means if matra sparshasthu kaunte, that means if it doesn't set example set to the society, if both are not going to set this society, so then it's a complete collapse actually. What will be there? The big people, they are leaving their work and they are, that means just leaving their activity and then people in general, they don't know value of devotion. They see only thing externally. Even the Dhruva Maharaj is killing with so many yakshas.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, but can you say, since they are killing and the killing activity is there, that's why he's not a pure devotee? No. That is their dharma, they are doing that. That's all. That is a different thing. That's on the material platform. That is not going to touch their spiritual consciousness.
And you also, in that same context, Prabhu, Dhruva Maharaj is asking, when Kubera is asking that, I please give me the mercy that I can remember the Lord always.
Yeah. He remember the Lord. Because he's asking, he is a brother of the Shiva, and of course he is not a devotee, but he is a relative of a devotee, and he is having the mood of that also.
Nice.
So time to time so whenever there is dharma, according to dharma they act. Whenever there is a mood of exhibition of the devotion is there, that is also they exhibited. That's the Bhagavad is teaching both actually. We should study also things, subject matter very scrutinizingly and very properly. So then we have to just follow them.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I think I got the answer, but long way for me to practice. That's what I could realize.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So Vibhor Malviya. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, thank you for a wonderful class. It was a very nice session. I'm feeling really that I will learn so much through you. And I just have a small question. Actually, I was comparing the English translation, the book you sent at the start of the class and the book you shown in a Sanskrit one. So I was thinking that they are the English translation is the exact translation of the Sanskrit book, or there is some difference. Like I can see
mostly, Prabhu, it's mostly it's the right translation only. Mostly. So if any difference is there, I will be explaining, and at that time you can. So what you can do. So now today, Prithviyaha Labhe Palanecha. So I'm translating. I'm discussing. Na? So you can see the English one at that time. So then, is there anything difference is there? Then you can correct it.
Like actually, I'm trying to find that English one, but I haven't been able to do that. I searched till 34 pages, but it's not there. That's why I'm asking that.
Okay. Tomorrow, what I will do? I will I will show the two books actually. In this is the page number, and in this book, this is the page. I will share the Sanskrit one also, and both I will keep on showing, so that at 1 or 2 classes, so you will be getting habituated. Then I will showing only Sanskrit one, like that.
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And Prabhuji, one more thing: is there any Hindi book available for that? For my
Hindi book also there. That also I will share.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hindi translation also there. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
If you want to get only one thing, archive.org, if you go, everything, so many books are there. I am downloading from there.
Archive.org. Okay, Prabhuji. I'll visit.
Yeah. I will try send that the thing in group also. Yeah, Kala Rupa Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much for your wonderful class and for the opportunity you give me to give my answer, my question.
Yes.
So my question is, we know that today we have less Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. So in our society, if we do not have Brahmanas, people of Brahmana qualities and Kshatriya qualities, but we start a society, what will be the alternative?
What will be
for the Varnashram college? The alternative for Varnashram college to rule the society. We do not have people with natural qualities of Kshatriyas. If you do not have, what will be the? We have monks, we have Sudras and Vaishyas. What will be the alternative to keep the
alternative? I understand.
Respecting the principle.
Alternative is, so see, Prabhupada is also saying same thing, whatever you said. In the society, most of the people are now we are finding as Sudras and Vaishyas. So now this Krishna conscious movement is there to pick up them and train them as Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and create them. So he says the word create. That means this Krishna conscious movement is meant for creating Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, which are they really needed for the society to be peaceful actually. If they are not there, there is no peace of the society. If the peace of society is not there, there is no practice of any spirituality actually. This is obviously in the due course of the time, whatever the little practice is there in the people, that is also will disappear actually. Because these people, demons, they will make more and more hell this life and everyone's life. So that's why solution is training actually. We should train. So how to train? Then Prabhupada himself said, na. So same thing is asked by another devotee. Where the teachers for the Kshatriyas and Brahmanas? Then Prabhupada said, to refer the Shastras. So that's a Vaishnavas means they follow the pure life and they are knowing the higher principles of the life. So that's why you have to see Shastra in the light of Srimad Bhagavatam. But that means once if you understand Srimad Bhagavatam, Puranarko Dhunoditaha, that means, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the torchlight, is the light for the seeing the other Shastras. So one who understood properly the pure devotion and one who understand the dharma, Varnashram dharma and so material dharma, so then that kind of proper understanding will help you to understand the other material subjects. And that's why Vaishnava is even far, far superior than the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So that's why that's why Prabhupada gave the main thing. That means he created Vaishnavas and he is asking them to train the others as Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. And so that society will become peaceful and happy. And they will turn towards those Brahmana, Kshatriya with the goal of the devotion. They will so lead the society. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, Prabhu. Acha, Virendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandatna.
Pranam.
Prabhu, I just wanted to understand, now we are living in a political system wherein we don't have kind of kingship or something like that. We have pure democratic system. And with that system, when we talk about Kshatriya's duties, which is, acquiring land, protecting land, and protecting citizen, how can we relate these Kshatriya duties with regard to present system which is available?
We have to try to how to replace them actually, not relate. We are not going to assist them actually. We are going to replace them. This is the Krishna conscious movement. This is going to create the new society actually, alternative society, not the, so, but of course, so time being, you might be so deriving some principles, but we don't want any so-called democracy in future. So we want to have our own devotee communities and we have our own, so the system, that means own.
So we can say it's a pure revolutionary act. It's
yes,
a pure revolutionary action.
That is the Krishna consciousness Prabhupada's mood and Bhakti Siddhanta's mood, and that is the Vaishnava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted every village and town, so with the chanting the holy names. How it is possible? If demons are ruling, will they allow? If democracy is there, will they allow? In the many countries, they don't allow devotees also. What to? Will they allow the Nagar Sankirtan? There are so many countries. Then how it is possible to have the every village and town in this all this earth to chant the holy name? But it is a desire of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then how to make it successful? What is your plan for them, for that vision?
So then it's, we have to recreate something which is not there now.
Yeah, we should replace them actually.
Okay, bro. We will, with your mercy and with your vision, we will be there.
It's not my
Let us
vision.
see
It's
how.
Srila Prabhupada. If you see his books and his morning walks, room conversation, morning walk, there are so many lectures are there and conversations are there. So everywhere he is clearly, boldly saying actually, this is a revolutionary
Yes,
movement
yes.
actually. This is a
Yes,
hope
bro,
for the
those
entire
texts.
society, Prabhu.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Nityamukan Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Puji Dhanavad Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu.
Puji, there are two questions. One is regarding this previous question only. That democracy you are saying we have to replace.
Yes.
But in Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto, there is a reference of democracy that in Kali Yuga, democracy only will be there. So how can we replace the word of Srimad Bhagavatam?
So we are not, so that may be there in the later part of the Kali Yuga. But this is not the time actually for the democracy. Because Chaitanya
Okay.
Mahaprabhu wanted now. If democracy is their so-called democracy, so how it will be? How it will be fulfilling his mission?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. And second question, Prabhuji. Second question you might have answered already, but I missed that. So, Prabhuji, question is that Varnashram college Prabhupada, you gave reference, so many references you gave. So, Prabhuji, how it is different than the this Bhaktivedanta college which was there in front of Prabhupada also in Dallas, and this Gurukula, not Gurukula, this VIHE, Mayapur Institute, and Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya. So these are also, we can say, kind of colleges which are actually helping
Yeah,
in
there are also
creating Brahman.
colleges. They are training the Anvikshiki. So tomorrow we are going to learn the education and their divisions. So education is Anvikshiki, Trayi, Varta, Dandaniti. So they are focusing on the part of Anvikshiki. So, but there is a need of Trayi, Varta, and Dandaniti also. So that's why. Trayi for the Brahmanas, and also some part is Kshatriyas, and sorry, Trayi is for the Brahmanas, Dandaniti is for the Kshatriyas and focusing area, and Varta is for the Vaishyas. So these are the three. And Anvikshiki is a spiritual subject matter. So that is being taught actually in those. Now we need to cover another three more educations.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you so much. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kalru Prabhu, yes. I think you are disconnected actually. That's right.
Okay, thank you very much, Prabhu. I have some problem with my connection. So,
Yeah.
Prabhu, I have a doubt to be clear. We know that in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, Krishna Chachuvanya Maya Shrisam Guna Karma Vibhaga. So he created the activity according to the gunas, karma, the varna. So
Yes.
if you want to create now Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, what the karma will be, the guna will be changed or the varna will be changed, or I have some doubts there.
Yeah. How to divide? You are asking that
Because
in the
we know
present
that
day
yes,
society.
the varna cannot be changed, but can be purified. So if we want to create Kshatriyas, and they are not natural Kshatriyas, they are Vaishyas and Sudras, how it will be? Yeah.
So in present day, most of the people are so Vaishyas and Sudras. So if you keep them like that only, then whole society will be as it is. So, but do you think that everyone is simply Vaishya means what? The one who is influenced by the Rajas and Tamas. I said na. So on whom the influence of Rajas and Tamas and Rajas is there heavily. So he is known as Vaishya. And on whom so Tamas is there heavily. So then he is known as Shudra. But of course, that means there is no Sattva-guna, and are there no people who the Sattva-guna is there prominently? It's not like that. That means in every situation, these three modes will be having their influence, and those are existing. Somewhere there definitely Sattva-guna prominence will be there. And also in someone, so Rajas and Tamas, Rajas and Sattva influence also will be there. So that's why we have to develop a curriculum for the each Varna, like in the colleges. How they select, how they allow one to become an engineer. Everyone likes to become engineer. But how are they everyone in the society? Everyone is becoming engineer. Can they claim everyone as an engineer? No. They will be having the entrance test because they are checking that skill is there in him. and then after that, they have to go for the college for 4 years studying the subject matter, and then they has to clear all the exams. Then they will be allowed, to have a designation of engineer. Similarly, we develop the curriculum for the 4 varnas and the subjects for the 4 varnas, and then once that means whoever is passing that, and that means not only just exams in the theoretical, but also there is a practical check also will be there. So that is the thing, we have to develop that based upon the scriptures, and that course is conducted. Like Prabhupada is saying, like how do we have the engineering colleges, arts colleges, so and so colleges? Similarly, there is a need of Varnashrama college where it can have the various departments and where it have the different curriculums, and which can so that have the testing also, and making them to be qualified in that. And if someone is not able to become fit in the Brahmanas, that means the education, then he is automatically disqualified and he will come to the next Varna.
Okay, I see. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yeah. So, but the only thing is now the time for we have to refer the scriptures and understand the subject matter and develop the curriculum. Prabhupada wanted this. That's why I showed. So one devotee asked, so how to train the Kshatriya and so Brahmana? So like if a musician, expert musician, you should go if you want to become a musician. So similarly, how to become expert of this? Then Prabhupada said, go and refer the Shastra.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. So thank you very much. Any other further questions from anyone? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu, so for coming. We'll meet tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Prema.